So I get why they left Fatty Bolger out, but you're right, it is a little disappointing because leaving out Fatty Bolger essentially it made the movies have to leave out the Scouring of the Shire. This character is what connects like the main story to the Scouring of the Shire plot at the end. So Fredegar, aka Fatty Bolger, is the fifth hobbit involved in the conspiracy to get Frodo out of the Shire so that he can commence with his ring quest. The people involved in this conspiracy are Merry and Pippin. Merry is kind of like the overarching strategist. He actually reveals during like the unveiling of this conspiracy that Merry has been aware of the existence of the ring since before Bilbo passed it on to Frodo. Like he saw Bilbo put on the ring once. Pippin was also involved. Pippin was he's like the bag man. Like he brings Frodo and Sam to Crickhollow, the name of Frodo's new house. And that way that they could leave without like Hobbiton like watching Frodo all the time. Because Frodo at this point is kind of like a minor celebrity in Hobbiton. Like his uncle disappeared at his birthday party under unknown circumstances. And Frodo is like this avowed bachelor who only lives with his gardener, who is also involved in the conspiracy. It wasn't like he was entirely uninformed. Sam is actually the guy who is doing like the smoke screening here. Like he's the guy who is distracting Frodo from finding out about the conspiracy. And then Frodo finds out, and Frodo and Sam and Merry and Pippin, they all go off into the Old Forest so that they can get to Bree so they can meet Gandalf and start the quest. Which leaves Fatty Bolger, the man of the hour. His job is to make it look like Frodo is still living at Crickhollow. So, among the reasons why Fatty Bolger is assuming Frodo's identity is that, one, they know that Bilbo actually gave his full name to Gollum, so at some point, they know someone's going to be looking for Frodo. And then on a more petty scale, they just don't want to deal with the gossip involving like Frodo's name, because the last time Bilbo went swanning off into the distance to go and do the Hobbit adventure, he came back and everybody was selling off all his shit. Frodo is trying to avoid that eventuality. Another reason is that Fatty is involved in the conspiracy, but he has no interest in leaving the Shire. Like, there is no part of him that wants to take part in this grand adventure. So he's going to do this vital part of it. That way they can go and do their thing and he can stay home. The problem is that trouble finds him anyway. If I remember correctly, the Nazgul show up. And because of where Crickhollow is in relation to the rest of the Shire, they are close to Merry's homeland, Buckland. This is not a picture of Buckland. This is a picture of just normal Hobbiton. I just could not find a picture of Buckland that I could use on Pinterest. But the Bucklanders, who are led by Merry's family, the Brandybucks, they are kind of known for being just a little bit non-traditional. They're definitely more non-traditional than the Hobbit and like the west side of the Shire. And if I remember correctly, Buckland is like this big manor. So when the Nazgul show up and Freddy raises the alarm, he's not just raising the alarm for his neighbors. He is raising the alarm for like this small county that lives in this big ass house. And he raises the alarm and he's like, awake, fear, fire, foes, awake. Like, and he readies the Shire for this horrible threat that's coming that they have no idea what's coming. Incidentally, Fredegar has a younger sister, Estella, who marries Merry. And their relationship is the subject of a fan fiction that I read when I was 13 on storiesofarda.com that continues to haunt my dreams. It is the best fanfic I have ever read. And it's on like one of the most conservative, strict websites when it comes to content. It's like the anti-AO3. The bar for the writing ability of everybody on that site is out of this world, but you can only write like very canon compliant things. That is a whole conversation for another day, but just I ship Merry and Freddy's sister forever. Anyway, I get why they didn't include him. I feel like the Scouring of the Shire being left out, it does make things a lot cleaner when it comes to telling the story on film, because the medium is the message. And honestly, an extra like hour-long subplot after the ring is destroyed, it would feel like a lot to casual viewers. We book watchers, and book readers, we would eat that shit up. But what I would want for that is kind of like a little, like, I would have wanted to see like a special feature of like a deleted scene or something like that. But I don't think the Scouring of the Shire really belonged in the main theatrical cut. Either way, though, that's Fatty Bolger's story, and honestly, he is really cool. And for a book-only character, he's really underrated. I don't hear people talking about him a lot.